Put you in the brig for what you've done, but I won't do it.
Talking Dicks comedy podcast. We are the spin-off of the very popular web series, The Two Dicks, found on YouTube. Season 1 and 2 are there, and my name is Al Romas. I'm currently on the Adventure of the Seas, Royal Caribbean Adventure of the Seas, and that, my friends, is Al Ducharme. He's in Studio City, California, and he's not doing any shows lately. We were just talking off air. Why not, Alfred? What's going on? When's your next show? Why aren't you performing? What the hell is that?
I've been doing these little shows like on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, even Mondays. But the weekends, it's just a lot of these huge national acts are taking over the clubs and they're pushing out. Everybody's been pushed down a couple of notches. So it is what it is, but what the fuck? Go back to your... Everybody's working out their new hour at the comedy clubs. So, and they're bringing their own features to set them up nice. So everybody's like pushed out. Instead of having like 6-8 comics on like a showcase club, it's like a person, I'm running my hour. And then they have their 2 people that open up for them.
Right.
So it's like, you motherfucker.
Running.
I have to run mine.
Run that hour.
I got to run my old hour.
From
I got to run my old hour. I haven't done it.
I don't remember my old hour. Yeah. So when someone goes, you have a new hour, I go, yeah, it's kind of new.
It's kind of new to me.
I haven't done it in so long.
It's kind of new to me at my age.
I did that 4th show last week. Remember, they added another show.
My
the
God.
Last night of the cruise.
Because
I did that one.
One of the dancers couldn't dance. The captain of the dancers hurt themselves and they couldn't dance. So we got to cancel it and put the comedian on.
Right. And biggest crowd of the 6 weeks so far in cruises that we've had. Biggest, it's over, I don't know how many people, over 200, which is big because the theater, they allow about 150, but they had opened up the balcony. They had over 200 people for the last time, which is good and bad. It was good show, good for me. But, I don't want to set a precedent now of doing 100 shows. So, but it was all good, can't complain. Had a good time, had fun. Crowd loved it. So
the cast had a week off.
The
cast had the cast and the dancers got to have a vacation for an entire week, pretty much.
Well, yeah, I mean, they got hurt the second night or whatever it was. So yeah, they had the rest of that cruise, and then this cruise they're going to work the last night.
So a dancer one dancer twists their ankle, and the entire. For the sake of the story, it would have been funnier.
It was a hammy.
So what I'm saying is there's a cast of 16 people. They have 5 dancers.
Right.
One of them's out with a hammy. They can still do the show. Well, they see the guy behind me? You see this guy right here? 43 years old. Yeah. He played last season in Tampa, won a Super Bowl with a torn MCL. He played through the entire season with the injury. Just had a surgery in February. If you don't know who that is,
folks.
That's Tom Brady.
The Patreon. Patreon.com/the2dicks, and you can see who it was. And that was the point of the pitch before Alfred jumped in to tell you who it was. But if you're looking at the video, you see it. We have video of our podcast available on Patreon, and Al is in front of an autographed poster of Tom Brady. It says, to Al, from all my love, Tom Brady. Love and kisses, XOXOXO. It's kind of weird, but that's what Alfred probably asked Tommy to sign to him. But yes, check out the Patreon. You can see video of us. And I've got a sunset that I took from the ship at some point last week after. Hey, by the way, speaking of the ship and all the things, and first time in 80 plus days, I walked off the ship today. I left the ship and went to Coco Cay, the private island, Royal Caribbean's private island. And you know what I did there? I went in search of cigars. I thought, I wonder if they sell cigars here.
Did you find
them? Cigars on the Coco? Those little shacks. They sell T-shirts and refrigerator magnets and So I go, hey, you sell any cigars? And the guy's like, no, we don't sell cigars. I'm like, oh, all right. Then I walk to another one. You sell cigars? And this woman goes, oh, no, we don't. But check with Denise. She might have cigars. I go, well, who's Denise?
Right.
Oh, blue house, blue shack down there. So anyway, I stumble around. I find Denise. Hey, Denise, do you sell any cigars? Oh, yes, man. Yes. She has a box, a cigar box. Like
okay. Clarify. Thank you.
Under 400 T-shirts.
Right.
And they're Cohibas 2019 limited editions. Now, they're not in the greatest ideal, it's a box. It's not really sealed.
But they're underneath the sweat T-shirts, right?
They're under the T-shirts.
Do they look authentic?
Well, a bit of a cigar guy. So I had briefed myself last night, Googled how to spot a fake. And it passed the test. They had the Cohiba on the band has 9 boxes, little square boxes. There's 9 in a row and 9 down, and they can't be cut off. And then there's a hologram with the head, and there's a little hologram inside there. But had them all, had matched them up. So I said, what are we looking at here? She had about 8 of them. And she goes, oh, $20 each. I go, that seems a little high. I mean, they're not in a humidor. They're right. I don't even know. They could have been out here for 3 years and probably have, because it's only 6 weeks Coco Case back in action. True. So that box might have been sitting there for the last 18 months. And I don't know if it's going to even smoke. So I said, no, I can't do that. She goes, oh, well, what do you want to do? And there's no one, there's only 1,000 people on the ship. Right. So there's no one.
She needs to unload them. She went high.
Right. Yeah. So I go, what do you, and I go, I don't know. She goes, all right. 15 each. I go, I can't do that. That's too much. And
it's a 50-50. It's a 50-50 chance they're going to be smokable. So why not? Or for half.
Right. So she goes, she's insulted now. Denise is not happy. So she goes, no. I go, well, all right. I go, she goes, how much would you pay? I go, I would go 10. I'll do 10. I'll do 10 and I'll buy a couple. So let's go 10. I'll buy 3 right now and I'll be back tomorrow. If they're good at all, I'll come back tomorrow and buy a couple more, but let's go. I'll give you $30 for 3. I can't. No, I can't. No, can't do it. You know how this goes. You've been in this situation.
You start to walk away.
Right. So I go.
She tackles you.
But meanwhile, I really want them because they look great.
Yeah.
And they're for $10. So I go, all right. And I got pretty. She let me go. I stopped even because I was walking on the sand and I'm like, is this bitch gonna say something? Because what the hell? I want those cigars. So I just kind of slow, and then I'm looking at my phone, making believe I'm doing something. Then she was like, "Hey, come back here." And she goes, "You're gonna come back tomorrow?" I go, "Well, if they're good, I think so. Yeah." I go, "I'll buy some more. They look great." And she goes, "Oh," and she goes, "Tomorrow?" I go, "Well, the same price though." I think she was like, "Come back."
Yeah.
So I go, "I'll give you $30 right now, cash money, US." Greenbacks. And she goes, okay, give me 3. Give me $30. Hold on. Got the guy at the door. Hold on a second. Take over.
I'll take it over. Now, here's what's happening. We're going to make a play-by-play call here. Al has just abandoned the podcast to answer the door to have his cabin cleaned by the cabin attendant. Now, let's see what happens, because the cabin attendant hasn't been there in about 3 days, and that place smells like a mule's ass.
I'm back. All right.
He's back.
It was cabinet attendant. He needs to clean my room, but I said, give me a few minutes. So anyway, got the 3, $30.
That's a score.
Denise, I will fire one up after the pod. I'll report back next pod. And if they're good, I'll go back tomorrow. But it was great being off the ship. Got a drink, walked around, got some sun. It was, whole thing was 80 days, man, 80 plus days being on the boat. So my first time on land, if you will.
I mean, it is Coco Case, so, but did feel good, right?
Felt good. And here's a wild one. This guy's kind of like this guy could have been one of the 2 dicks. This guy was a detective. I did the show last night, 2 shows. And so I'm buying the cigars, talking with Denise. There's nobody on the island. Yeah. So this guy and his wife come walking over to me. And they have that look of, hey, we saw your show.
Hey, I want you to do my
So the guy
wife.
goes,
I want to
"Hey."
watch. No, sorry.
That would-
sorry. I went
Not in this case. That would have been it. Yeah. Anyway, so I go, how you doing? He goes, hey, were you the comedian last night? I go, yeah. He goes, I knew it. Oh, right. He goes, we weren't sure if it was you. We couldn't tell with the sunglasses and everything. But what I did was I Googled your name and then I looked at pictures and I found a picture where you're wearing the same sneakers you have on now.
From what year?
Hey, well, that's what I thought. I go, I got to get some new sneakers. Holy shit.
That was
When was the last time I
that
took
was
a
one
picture?
of my posts about you can tell how you need new clothes by Facebook memories. Go
Yeah,
ahead.
but this guy's a fucking detective, man.
Uh-huh.
I mean, who would do that? Usually, you just go, "Hey, you're the comic. Oh,
Mhm.
good show." And if you're not, I mean, I'm going to be the guy.
He was letting you
But,
in on
he
his
does.
stalking techniques, which is kind of bizarre. But go ahead.
Well, I was impressed.
That's how he
I
got
was
the girl.
impressed.
Mhm.
So I go, yeah, that's me. And he goes, then he shows me the picture, and it was I did the Visani's podcast a year ago or whatever it was, and they took a picture of me and Eric, the owner, on stage, and I'm wearing the same sneakers. It was like fucking Dateline or some shit. I could have been indicted for a murder because I'm wearing these goddamn sneakers that I need to replace.
Well, first of all, let's
obviously,
let's get something out there. First of all, you're not killing, okay? Not with 100 people in a 1,200 seat theater, so you don't have any. There's not going to be an issue with trying to find you as the killer because you're not killing. All right, let's move on. That was a joke. It was a comedian joke, inside joke. Let's move on.
I didn't care for that. I got to be honest.
I know you didn't. I know
care
you.
for that.
You pumped yourself up. You pumped yourself up, and I took you down. That's my job. That's what you do to me. I learned.
How
it
did
from
I
the
pump
best.
myself up?
I
A
learned
guy
it from
did some
you.
Nice detective work. I said the guy did some nice detective work. That's all I was saying. I was impressed with his skills, not mine. The guy came over to me based on my sneakers. I thought that's
You're right,
amazing.
but
Who does that?
I'm trying. I let you do your monologue, and I'm looking for
Who
a place
does
to
that?
go in and give you a little jab. And some of them are weak. Some of them are dull.
Well,
jabs.
I would turn this over to you, but you have nothing to bring to the pod. I said before the air, what do you got? And you said nothing. So I have to take over with the monologue and other.
Have you ever
items.
said, "Hey, do you have anything for the pod today?" Because I got nothing. Have you ever said that to me?
No.
No. Okay, you got to remember, I do record all of these, so you're going to make me go into the archives.
That I got nothing. That I have nothing.
You've
well,
come
no,
on. I've seen you come on and go. Oh,
I have notes. I bring notes. I
Yeah.
bring note. Can you see my note? I bring notes, sir. Yes.
Okay.
But yeah, no, I know.
I told you my
but
Tom
you haven't
Brady
done any
story.
Shows.
I had my Tom Brady story. That's why I put the Tom Brady picture up prior. So I did some preliminary work. I knew what I was going to talk about. The 43-year-old with his injury playing through the season, because as middle-aged men, it's all about the old guy. You know, it's all about the old guy being making it, being a hero. So there you go. It's not about him being a hero. It's about guys that are in their 40s and 50s being heroes. They can still do it. You don't have to be in your 20s.
Well, if they won it all last year and he's on a torn MCL and they bring back the entire team and he's now
repaired.
healthy, you would think they win it again. It seems like that would be
Well, that's always going to be the
anything can happen in
pressure.
sports. Anything can happen.
Yeah,
And
it's
anything
just
can happen in
one
sports.
play
He can
and
break
it's
his
over.
leg on
One
preseason,
play,
yeah.
one play, one helmet catch. It's over.
Yeah, David Tyree, New York Giants, Super Bowl. That's what Al's
against
referring
Tommy.
to there.
Against Tommy. That was the reason.
Against. Yep. Speaking of the Giants, I'm going to Giants Stadium November 28th. I'll be.
You're going to be on the
there.
ships. You're going to be on the ships.
I will not be on the ships. I will be in Giant Stadium on November 28th. Philadelphia Eagles, New York Giants. Sunday
rivalry
evening. Yeah, man, gonna be good.
Well, that's
Yeah.
pretty. Who are you going with?
John
John
Consoli.
Shipman.
Oh, John Shipman.
John Shipman.
All right.
John Shipman will it'll be great. We used to go to quite a few games back in the and time to start it up again.
Start it up, baby.
So
We don't have any questions today. We talked about old guys being heroes. We talked about you on the ship. Wow, that's something new. But did you spark up one of those cohibas? Did we get to that point of the story?
No,
'cause
I have
you-
not. I'm
You
gonna-
just bought it. You just bought it a little while ago, right?
basically just got it. Yeah, came back to the ship and
Now there's a way
did
when you
this,
cut
and
it.
then
When you cut it, there's a way of telling too if it's real.
how's that?
I told you when I was in Vegas, we had the Hoyles, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't remember what it was, but I fixed it in post. Those are
Yeah,
when he
right.
opened up the box, they were like, it was like Raiders of the Lost Ark. It was like, oh, all of our faces were glowing.
Right.
"Ah!" And I went, those are real. I can smell them. I
Right.
can see them. I can see myself smoking it. Those are authentic. And sure,
Well, it'd
enough,
be
they
sealed
were.
too. The box you can.
It was
just have
completely
it
sealed, and it
I mean,
was like,
yeah.
we actually had a
Seal
hard
in the
time
corner
opening up.
and,
We had to we're handing it off to one another. Give me the thing. Who's got anybody got a knife? Yeah, we just flew in. We have knives. But those were
Meetings with knives and but
tasty.
I don't know what you're talking about with cutting it, making
Something
it
about-
authentic. I don't know what that is.
Something about when you cut the tip off, it has a certain the way
Yeah,
it's folded.
I've never heard.
That's what I heard.
No.
I don't know how to describe
Never heard it. Well, it could be. I've just never heard it. I'm just saying, but I will do a V cut on this, and I'm sure it's good. I mean,
What are you
it
going to do a
passed
V?
all
How are you
the-
going to do a V cut?
How am I going to do a V cut?
You have a V cutter?
with my V cutter.
Oh my God. I
What do you
just
think?
ordered the same exact brand. That's going to be my
There you go.
portable travel one because it's mostly plastic. How is
Uh,
it? How is that one?
Obviously, it's very good. It's very good.
We call
It's
it the
my
vagina cut. You
Portable
know that,
travel
right?
one.
The vagina cut.
It's my. I don't know what that means. It's my portable
shape-
travel V cut.
I showed you a picture of my
Vagina?
Vagina. My big,
You have.
thick metal V cutter for home use.
Yeah. Yeah.
You put your hand on it. It's like a grenade, and you squeeze it like that. It feels like it probably weighs 9 ounces or something, but it feels like it weighs a
So
pound.
you're weak. You shouldn't be that. It's nothing. It's like not even 9 ounces.
It's a tank,
You're
is what I'm trying
troubled
to
by
say.
lifting it. Al's got to use 2 hands to close it.
Do you know what it is? It's
Oh,
because
you're weak.
You know what it is? It's all that
Sickly. You're sickly.
it's
You're
all that
wearing- you're
masturbation
wearing a
I don't
mask
have to
again.
do anymore. See, that's what it is. My hands are
Why
weak.
don't you have to do it? Oh, I forgot you're married. You're the first guy ever who masturbates less now that he's married.
And that's our podcast.
What?
The Talking Dicks became friends at a very young age, and the rest is history.
I'm losing my mind.
Patreon.com/The2Dicks, which is named after our web series. This is the Talking Dicks Comedy Podcast. Thanks for tuning in.
Done.
I didn't kill my wife. I don't care.
We'll fix it in post, you son of a bitch.
Okay, sure.
All right. Subscribe. Mary.
Patreon.com/The2Dicks.
If you shoot me, you won't see a cent of that money. Why?
I think it ends on that. That's beautiful.